is amplification inside of my office, and this is the pattern of conduct that's occurring in the workplace. This is ongoing criminal surveillance. This is the light source that's here, so that's how you know the entity is monitoring and stalking me. There is no sun that's going to be at 1810 North Alvarado Street. And you also know where the entity is maintaining this ongoing pattern of conduct of following and remaining with helicopters. This is the same exact P.O.C. The entity is in plain sight engaging in the pattern of conduct. This is demonic patrolling. They're going in opposite directions. You see the entity does this in traffic. Vehicles driving in opposite directions. They do it on foot, walking in opposite directions. Remember, the significance is the environment. They're doing it under the light source, and they're doing it in engineered light. You're witnessing demonic activity that's occurring in the sky space. This is criminal surveillance, and this is relevant to what is also terrorism, sexual violence, and ongoing harassment by an entity that's engaged in federal stalking. This is at third-party facilitating venue, Alvarado Gardens, and I'm right now at 1810 North Alvarado Street. It's 8:39 a.m. and the entity is monitoring. That's the people of the state using a vehicle, a commercial vehicle, as a means of audible activity, knowing that I'm coming around the corner. This is the same demon that is engaging in molesting with engineered light. He's going to federal prison. He's going to federal prison. This is P.O.C. He's stalking with LAPD. And this is harassment by an entity. He's in violation of Title 18 as well. All right, and now let me be clear, they know that they're being documented. This is P.O.C. Go ahead and zoom in. This is P.O.C. in violation of Title 18, waiting for me to come around the corner, sounding the audible activity, monitoring, and then engaging in harassment. How can I help you?
I don't know. You think she's the property owner?
This is P.O.C. He's engaging in ongoing documented terrorism with engineered light. This is the entity that's stalking by LAPD. Rider knows that they're being documented. They're coming onto the property. That's fine. Engineered light behind the vehicle. Pay attention. He's monitoring as well. These are demons. Federal prison. This is the entity that knows it's being documented, so they're coming onto the ground to get in the P.O.C. Monitoring together. That's audible activity while he says, God bless you. He's going to federal prison. He's also going to a mental institution. This is engineered light. This is workplace terrorism, engineered light on the ground. Remember, LAPD was crossing path in helicopter. Pay attention to that. And that she's going to federal prison as well. That's P.O.C. All of this is engineered light. None of that is sunlight. All right? None of that is sun raining over me in Rancho Cucamonga today on April 8, 2022. Center for Better Life and Ryder knows that it's been heavily documented, engaging in a massive sex offense, molesting me with directed light. The entity is aware of the wealth of documentation. That's why Ryder specifically, you understand, this is personal while the entity is being documented and identified by commercial name. So this is why you have what is Ryder appearing today. I want you to pay attention to the light activity that they're walking in under the light source and also an engineered light. Can I help you?
I got a delivery here for a client.
Okay, so you can't park next to the dumpster. That's crossing a path. They're monitoring. Go ahead.
Just be here for a minute. Is it okay just to do that?
Is it okay to do that?
Just for a minute, just to see if the client's here. First time I ever been here now.
Okay, I understand. If it's just for a minute, you fine?
Just delivering to one person. They're home. I'm gonna drop off their food and I'm gonna
Okay, that's fine. This is P.O.C. and this is in concert with LAPD. This is federal prison. And remember, Ryder represents the people of the state engaging in the same exact pattern of conduct in concert with the same entity, all right, doing a commercial means. And Ryder, I want to be clear, in the documentation has a specific relevance with regard to the means whereby the entity is harassing, where you're identifying Amazon Prime, for example, and they arrive engaged in the P.O.C. Documented Ryder before. This is Ryder coming and personally engaging in the P.O.C. It's also beyond a coincidence where it's under the light source and an engineered light, and while LAPD flies around. This is an entity that's communicating a personalized threat. All right, he's going to federal prison though. 89692G2 in concert with that was Center for Better Life. Those demons. Let me be clear. All right, delivering a package in the specific environment. This is shade. All right, but you're delivering a package. It's the pattern of conduct. I want to be clear. This is engineered light over here. This is the specific environment coming onto the grounds in the specific environment where there is no sun over me in Rancho Cucamonga, which you will see also April 8, 2022. I go to DMV. Engineered light fills that venue. The light source remains over my head. The entity knows exactly what I'm going to document today. That's why you have this exhibited terrorism. It's relevant to what is Todd Speaker and speaker companies, how they're going to be prosecuted. That's why everybody at the venue is also going to federal prison. This is a sex offense while the entity is molesting with engineered light, not even the natural environment, because they want to obsessively keep under surveillance. And then they also like to come and communicate a threat. So Ryder would like to let the country know, let the world know that they're monitoring and terrorizing American citizens, and they also like to do so when you are exposing and enforcing your rights. That's what Ryder is, and Ryder represents the people of the state. This is crossing path. This is malice and impunity, and this is also resulting in federal prison. Delivering a package to a third-party group stalker. Everybody here is going to federal prison. And while he's crossing path, engineered light onto the sidewalk, which you'll see in the video. P.O.C. Hi. That's a psychopath that's monitoring and then looks perplexed, by the way. You're just going to prosecute. Is there anything else I can help you with? That's P.O.C. Those are the demon possessed. The entity is stalking by helicopter. It's all of the P.O.C. All of the P.O.C. is underway, and then the psychopath likes to look perplexed. It's the same thing that the people of the state do. They look to the left and the right while they are stalking in the path in engineered light under the light source while the entity is stalking by helicopter. Those are the psychopaths that are engaging in monitoring while your panties are down as well. That's a delusional psychopath that's going to be subject to mental examinations. I want to be clear. Ryder is subject to civil and criminal prosecution, engaging in that pattern of conduct, and you are looking at what is literally the group stalking has nothing to do with the specific identity. They are coming onto the grounds engaging in the identical pattern of conduct. Group stalking in the path, engineered light across the property, never happening under any sun, and the light source is also documented maintaining presence over me in Ranch Cucamonga, while a furious and demon-possessed entity is aware of what I plan to document today at 9:06 a.m., where you're going to see this light source remaining here. They come and engage in that exhibited show of terrorism and demon possession while they're, again, angry because they're going to be prosecuted. That's why everybody at Alvarado Gardens is going to federal prison. I want to be clear, that third party that's getting picked up by Center for Better Life, they're engaged in criminal surveillance, and they are engaged in that same exact ongoing pattern of conduct. It does not matter how aged they are. Exhibit A, the ONS. Demons crossing path in a vehicle and engineer light moving across an apartment building is never a natural occurrence. This is crossing path, and this is malice and impunity documented right now. Rider is audible activity. That's a demon that's using a vehicle pacing around. This is the P.O.C. It is currently, again, 8:45 a.m. You're going to remember the entity is maintaining a light source. I'll upload that video because on April 8, 2022, I went to California DMV off of Hellman in Ranch Cucamonga. You'll see San Bernardino Sheriff's Department group stalking by helicopter, just like you saw LAPD. That's captured at 9:35 in the morning. The light source remains here at 9:35 in the morning. The entity knows exactly what I'm going to publish today, and that's exactly what Ryder is showing up for. Ryder is heavily documented engaging in what is kidnapping, harassment, sexual violence. And under no time does driving on the road create any light activity across surfaces. That's a demon and a sex offender, and they're going to be prosecuted as such. P.O.C. all across the building has nothing to do, but then that demon looks at you. What are you talking? That's a psychopath. P.O.C. It is currently, again, 8:46 a.m. I want to be clear, it's not only the pattern of conduct, but it's in concert with LAPD federal prison. It's an impermissible threat while you're monitoring documentation. That's grounds of federal prison. It's ongoing terrorism while the entity is maintaining systematic maintenance at a specific environment. That's Arriaga Carbajal. She's crossing path, monitoring with Ryder, maintaining presence while at the dumpster. That's what that is. And it is occurring in the specific environment where the sun is rising and setting over me. There's nothing that they're doing in the specific environment that has anything to do with other than monitoring and showing a show, exhibiting a show of hostility. That's literally what these psychopaths just engaged in. It is currently 8:46 a.m. It is my delight to prosecute. All right, they literally came and giving ongoing evidence of what is an unmistakable maintenance of a ceaseless system while you have a multiplicity of faces engaging in the identical phenomenal behavior, crossing a path under the phenomenon in engineered light. That is creating what is light activity across the surface. That's a demon driving nothing other than commercial vehicles, and then engaging in what is harassment. That's a psychopath that was driving the Center for Better Life, anticipating my arrival around the corner, sounding the vehicle as a means of beeping. And then let me be clear, that's also a demon that is both terrified, but also at the same time a psychopath that will continue in the face of that evidence. And so you're looking at him holding up his phone, which is evidence that he's, first of all, engaged in presence, which is criminal, in concert with LAPD, which is very criminal, and also engaging what is Title 18 criminal activity monitoring with communication devices with the intent to harass and obstruct justice. All right, he's going to federal prison. He's also going to be subject to mental examinations. And Center for Better Life, which represents LA County, like I said, who is monitoring and sending minions repeatedly to engage in that ongoing threat to my life, that's P.O.C. And in the same way that the people of the state do not care that they're going to federal prison, the federal government's not going to hesitate to sentence them. They're engaged in criminal summoning. The entity is sounding sirens while the arms are crossing path. Again, Alvarado Gardens is systematically engaged in criminal summoning, systematically engaged in surveillance in concert with LAPD, who is engaged in ongoing obsessive stalking, maintaining that specific environment in my office and in my apartment, okay? It is, again, 8:48 a.m., and that is P.O.C. Reference April 8, 2022, and see where I was at on that day. And then you're going to pay attention to what's beyond a coincidence while the entity is stalking by helicopters here at Alvarado Gardens, where the entity is maintaining the sun from the beginning to the end of the day, and then you're understanding that's not the sun. And then you're looking at what is nothing other than hostile demons. That's the reality of what they are. Legally speaking, it's an impermissible threat posed by the state that is monitoring ongoing documentation. Everybody's going to federal prison. Every single last person is going to federal prison who you just saw. POC.